All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 352 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Hello, world.
Life has a way of getting away from me every once in a while. I don't know. I can't really foresee. I can't see it in advance. It just kind of hits me every once in a while. When I got back from West Virginia, which I talked about last time, I talked about the trip to see my parents. That was on the Patreon episode 351. If you're not subscribed, I don't tell you. Can't hear it. Can't hear about my wonderful trip to the homeland. But if you are subscribed at $4 a month or more, you can go listen to it right now. But anyway, after I got back, I came back from that trip. I took the entire week off. I came back and I recorded an episode, the Patreon episode, and then I went back to work. And it's been pure chaos since then. It has been, I can't even do anything. I can't get anything done. And, I've been gone a while, and I apologize for that. When I went back to work, I had my email set up that said, I'm not going to be here. One of those, autoresponder type deals, the whatever you call them, where somebody sends me an email, I get an email back saying, Jeff's not, don't bother, because he's not going to be here. He's not going to be here for a long time. I had that set up in hopes that it would cut down on some of the email. That's a laugh. So when I went back, I had 2542. That was the number of emails I had, 2,542. And that sucks. I mean, most of it's stuff that can just be dismissed immediately. But it took me a day and a half of just going through the email and all that, trying to get that shit under control. It's maddening. I mean, it's maddening. And then I've been gone for a while, so I got my boss bringing me up to date. I got the employees coming to me with their issues. I got the leads talking to me about what's going on. There's a guy from Chicago that came and was going to spend the week with us. I got him. We went out to lunch one day with him, me and my boss and my counterpart, which is fine. It was fun, but all this stuff just takes time. I have to go into work early because this guy's in town. It's just destroying my entire podcasting career. That's right, career. It's destroying. My whole life's been upended with the chaos and the craziness. And I took him out to dinner. My boss was like, take him out to dinner one night, just the two of you. We got to keep him entertained. I don't know if she said that, but, we got to be good hosts. So I took him. We went out to dinner one night, and I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff going on. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and I'm off track, drastically off track. I apologize. Today is my attempt to get back on track. And, bear with me. Thank you guys for being so patient. Before we get started, remember I told you about that whole ordeal with Amazon Canada? Yeah, where I was trying to order, I had some credits. I had like $90 worth of credits, or 80, I don't know, $80 or $90. And I can't remember now because of the dementia. But I can't remember. But I had $80-$90 sitting on account in there because I get a little bit of money here and there through my website because I have an affiliates account with Amazon Canada. So I don't know what to. Every time I go on there, it shows that there's nothing I can order. Nothing I can order that can be shipped to my house. I mean, I've ordered tons of stuff from them in the past, but now every single item says cannot be shipped. I told you that whole story. It was crazy. I had to call. I talked to something like, I don't know, 10 different people at Amazon, and none of them could give me a straight answer on what the hell was going on. And I was getting the runaround. They just kept passing me off to different people. The first time I talked to them, I think I talked to 6 people or something like that. That's not even an exaggeration. And then I talked to them a couple more. Anyway, I couldn't figure it. And I was on here bitching about it. I had a guy, John Burke is his name, Johnny Burke. He emailed me and he said, "Hey, I live in Canada. Maybe you can have it shipped to my house, and then I'll send it on to you." I was like, that sounds good. I asked a guy I work with who goes up to Canada because the company that I work for is having some big giant piece of equipment built in Canada, and it's like a years-long project. So he goes up there regularly. I said, "Hey, could I have something sent to that facility, and maybe you could just like mule it back into the United States for me, Because apparently you can only ship stuff within Canada now. You can't ship stuff worldwide. If you want to ship stuff worldwide, you have to go through Amazon.com. You can't go to Amazon.ca. They only ship within Canada. That's the problem. That's why. But nobody actually told me that. I had to figure that out on my own. Nobody told me that. Nobody said in any of these many conversations I had that we don't ship outside Canada. I mean, I would have answered the question. So anyway, I asked this guy, I said, "You're up in Canada all the time. I could send that thing to the facility to your attention, and you stick it in your luggage and bring it back. It's a replacements box set, It's for this album of theirs called Tim, and it's like 4 CDs and an LP, and it's just got, it's a must own. I'm a huge replacements fan. I got $90 sitting on account. Why should I have to pay out of my pocket for it if I can get it for free with these credits, right?" The whole thing's frustrating. So I asked him if he would do that, and he was like, "I don't know." Clearly, wildly uncomfortable with the whole thing. I don't know if he thinks he's going to get arrested trying to enter back into the country. Homeland Security is going to take him, and then nobody will hear from him again. I don't know. Clearly, he didn't want to do it. I said, "All right, well," he goes, "I don't know. Maybe I can do it next time. Let's talk about it more." Like kicking the can down the road. I said, "All right." So then I get an email from Johnny Burke. He tells me he makes me that offer. I said, "I'll send you some money for the. I'll send you some money for the postage. You're gonna have to ship it from Canada to the United States." And he goes, No, it's on me. No, I tried to give him some money, and he's cool. He did it. The thing arrived at his house. He shipped it off to me the next day or so, and it arrived in one piece, perfect, And so that was huge, and I appreciate that. And that's the power of the Surf Report, man. He's a surf reporter. He listens to the podcast. That's where he heard my bitching. My bitching paid off for once. But thank you, man. I sincerely appreciate that. That is awesome. It arrived safely and in perfect condition. And now I have all the replacements box sets. They have a lot of box sets. That's a lot of a band that had no hit songs. They're like 4 or 5 box sets. I don't know how this happens, but clearly they have fans. I saw them. The first time I ever saw them was in I think it was '86. I believe in Raleigh, North Carolina. Fantastic. That thing was like. That was one of those shows where you walk into the room and there's electricity in there. You don't know. Anything's possible with this band, There were other musicians in the audience. They were like underground rock stars, milling about in there. It was great. It was like one of those things you're like, when you're there, especially me, coming fresh out of West Virginia, I didn't have access to anything that cool. No way. So to me, and I love that band, and I'd never seen them before, and it was like unbelievable. It's like one of those things that the whole time I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this. I can't believe that I'm witnessing this right in front of my eyes. Great. Then I saw him again at also in Raleigh. Tommy Keene opened. Tommy Keene, if you're familiar with him, great. Passed away, unfortunately. And then I saw him twice in Atlanta during their final tour, I think. Back, all shook down. They played 2 nights at the center stage. Saw them there. So I saw them 4 times during their original run. And I saw Paul Westerberg, which is the lead singer, many times solo. And I saw Bash and Pop, which is Tommy Stinson's band after the Replacements broke up. And then I saw the Replacements reunion tour with my kids. I took my kids there to Philly at this outdoor concert, and that shit was crazy. I mean, they were never popular, I mean, the critics loved them and the hipsters loved them. They were never on the radio, They didn't know that. Nobody knows who they are, the general population. Huge crowd. It was on the riverbank, and the crowd went all the way from the stage to the river. There was like no breathing room. If you didn't like enclosed spaces or whatever, you'd probably be freaking out in that place, And it was unbelievable. It was like people of all ages. It wasn't like old people. It wasn't just old people like me. It was a bunch of young people. Everybody knew the songs. Everybody knew the words of every song. This band never had any hits. And there's like 5 box sets or something, 4 or 5 box sets. And this is a band that never had a hit song. Anyway, one of my favorite bands. And I love them. And I appreciate it, John, for your help with that. I do appreciate that. I've been cleaning the bunker here. The bunker is a small little room. It's actually a walk-in closet, if you can believe it. It actually has the where you hang your clothes, like the pole, it's still hanging in here. It's right above my head. So I turned it into an office. The person when we bought this house, it was an office as well. The woman that lived here had it set up like an office too. I can tell you what, my version of the office is a lot more cool than hers. But anyway, I use it as my office. It's the Surf Report bunker, and it gets messy. I think it's been probably a couple years. I mean, I'm not proud of this. A couple of years that I gave it like a deep cleaning, like where I got everything out of here. There was a mound of stuff in the floor right beside where I sit. A lot of it, I don't know. It just collects. I don't know what it is. Just a bunch of crap. Some of it's not crap. Some of it's good stuff. Some of it's stuff that my friend Steve gives me. Like, Steve is one of these guys who goes around, whenever he sees something that somebody might like, he buys it for him, which is nice. I love it. I mean, he's a nice guy. He does it. Like, I'll be with him somewhere, and he'll say, oh, I know, so-and-so would love that, and he'll buy it for him. So he gives me a lot of stuff, mostly baseball themed, And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's like mail and, just stuff that collects. Stuff just collects, And it's dusty in here, and there's just stuff everywhere. It's a disaster. And it gets out of hand so fast. I don't know how, like every time I clean it up, it's a giant ordeal. And I say, I'm going to maintain it. I'm going to stay on top of it. And then fast forward 3 months, it's a mess. I don't know. But anyway, last weekend I worked on it like long hours. And I threw away, I had a trash bag just maxed out. And I went and bought a tote. I started toting stuff up. I'm going to put it in the basement. I still have a little bit to do. I'm going to finish it this weekend. It's a disaster. But it looks a lot better now. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But this room, it's a small room. But it was loaded up. Loaded up with tchotchkes. So, I think by tomorrow afternoon I'll have it done. I'm gonna dust this thing down. I'm gonna vacuum in here. I'm gonna box up as much as I can and get it out of here. I already threw away a ton of stuff. And I'm going to start the process all over again. And I'm going to say, I'm going to stay on top of it this time. I'm not going to allow it to get out of hand. And I'm going to mean it. Oh, I'm going to mean it. And then it won't do, and then the cycle begins, I'm very sincere, I went to Cooperstown, New York, this past Thursday. I wanted to take Thursday and Friday off work. Got a ton of PTO, paid time off, that I need to use before the end of the year. And we're getting to the end of the year. My counterpart, my boss, have a lot of the Thursdays and Fridays tied up. And I don't know how I'm supposed to use them. But I finally figured it out. But I said, this was like Monday, or Tuesday or whatever. My boss said, hey, I want you to put all the days off on the calendar. Whatever you're going to take for the rest of the year, I want them on the calendar. Can you do it before you go home today? I said, I guess. I said, I'm just going to have to pick random days because I don't have anything scheduled or anything. She goes, yeah, whatever. Just put them up there. So I put them up there, and I was thinking, I want to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I want to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame before the winter. And I thought, shit, just do it Thursday. I can't take Friday because she already had it off. But I could take Thursday off. So I did. I put it on just on a whim. I just put my name up on the Thursday, and I took it off. I went down, or drove up, I should say. Cooperstown, New York's 2 hours and 15 minutes from here. And it was fun. It's beautiful. There's fall colors, I drove up there. I went by myself. I think in fact, I know. It's the first time I've ever gone up there by myself. I've been saying for like 2 years, I want to go up there by myself sometime. I want to be able to just, I'm not criticizing anybody, but I like the thought of just going in there and spending as much time as I want, looking at whatever I want. I don't want any social pressure to speed through there or not look at something I want to look at, I kept telling Tony I was going to do that, and she kept saying, do it, and I never did. So I went up there by myself, first time. I parked. Cooperstown's this nice, quaint little town. It's a small little town, upstate New York. Awesome. It's all baseball themed. It's the birthplace. That's the legend anyway, the birthplace of baseball. And so I parked on Main Street there. It's literally called Main Street. And I was starving, so I went to, I'd already done some reconnaissance. I figured I decided where I was going to have lunch. So I went to this place called the Doubleday Cafe. Excellent. Really good. It's a bar, but restaurant type thing, sandwiches, that kind of stuff. I sat at the bar. I didn't drink anything because it was like noon, and but I had a burger, like a bacon cheeseburger, fries, and root beer, right? So then it was very good. Everybody was friendly in there. The trip was the whole day was kicking off on the right foot. And then she ran my bank card, and it said, "I'm sorry, this was denied." I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" I don't know, it was denied. I tried it twice and didn't go through. I said, what the shit's that? She goes, oh. I said, well, that's not, that's no good. I'm going to have to pay to get into the Hall of Fame. Thinking, what the hell's going on? I know there's money, and there's plenty of money in there. It's not that. I said, do you mind if I call my bank and see if we can get this straightened out? And she goes, oh, do whatever. I have credit cards, but that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the plan. It irritates me when shit like this happens. So I call my bank, which is in Hollywood, California. When we moved to California, we got hooked up with this credit union that we really like. And I still like them. And when we moved here, we were like, oh man, we're going to have to give up the credit union. I said, why is that? It's just global now. There's no, you don't have to be close to your bank to bank with somebody. She was like, yeah. Tony was like, yeah, that's right. So we stuck with them. We still have them. That was in 2000 when we moved here. Still use our bank it's in Hollywood, California. So anyway, so I called them, and the woman was like asking me 1,000 questions, do you have a credit card attached to this account? I said, I don't know what the hell that means. It's my bank account. I don't know. No. I'd say the answer is no. I'm sitting at the bar. There's a bunch of people around me. Everybody knows my card's not working. It's embarrassing. And I tell her, I said, I'm sitting in a restaurant trying to pay for my lunch, and I can't pay for it. So could we get this thing rolling, And she goes, sir, there's questions, preliminary, I'm like, oh, God, I'm freaking, oh. So we go through this whole thing, and she goes, well, I've confirmed that there's no hold on your account, and I've confirmed that the funds are there. I said, yeah. What's the problem? She goes, I don't know. Can I put you on hold? I said, I need to get this thing taken care of. I'll be right back. Let me figure this out. She was relatively nice, but she came back and she goes, can you have them try it now? So I had her try it again. It worked. And I said, what? I said, what happened? What happened here? She goes, well, whoo. It was kind of it was our error, an internal error here. It was, we apologize for the inconvenience, and sorry. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell's this? Wow, how could it just stop working? I use it all the time. I use it daily. I don't ever have cash. I use my bank card for everything. So anyway, that was irritating, but I told that woman, I said, I told her the whole story, and she goes, yeah, it happens all the time. I'm like, well, it doesn't happen to me. It's annoying. God, it's irritating. Anyway, so then I went down to the Hall of Fame, just right down the street, just a couple doors down, and I went in there, and it was great. It was fun. I went at my own pace. I went into when you first go in, the guy goes, start on the second floor, go to the third floor, and then finish on the first floor. I'm like, yeah, I've been here like 10 times. I understand how it works. I don't want to say that. But so I went up the second floor, and there it starts. It's like almost like a history of baseball. You walk through the door of the second floor, displays or whatever, and it starts back in like 1839. That's when supposedly when baseball was invented in Cooperstown. But it says on there, they have, there's a bunch of stuff you can read, and it says on there that it almost certainly was not invented in Cooperstown, New York, even though, that's the legend. I mean, they admit it in there. And but to have a ball in there that was one of the original Abner Doubleday, he was the one that supposedly invented baseball. One of the original balls that he had from 1839. That thing was like the size of a handball. It's small, black, and the threads are like crisscross each other, like an X. Like how's that exist in this world from 1839? Like a little baseball. And they have a letter on the wall of this old man who, in 1905, he was an old man in 1905, says he remembers clearly Abner Doubleday inventing baseball in an open field in the middle of Cooperstown in 1839. He goes, it was either in the, I don't remember. It's like it's typewritten. It's really long. And he has all this detail if he remembers it. And this is basically confirming, because there was a lot of people questioning it, I guess, back in the day. However, Cooperstown is synonymous with the birth of baseball. And they did start playing baseball there in 1839. However, there were people prior to that playing it, apparently, But it gained its prominence starting from that little town. So that stuff's fascinating to me. I love baseball, and I love reading the history of it and stuff. And the stuff they have in there, like how does this stuff exist in this world? So you go through the history of baseball basically on that first floor, second floor, and then the third floor it has this. When you walk through, it's all about the stadiums. They have like an old turnstile from the Polo Grounds in New York. They have like a home plate from Ebbets Field, in Brooklyn, and you can watch these short little films about the history of some of these stadiums. It's got all this stuff in there, like signage and stuff. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love that kind of stuff. And there's just so much. There's so much cool stuff in there. They even have a baseball card section in there where they have like these baseball cards from dating all the way back to the 1800s to today. And I don't know, it's just fun. If you're a baseball fan, it's just it's just fantastic. I remember when I was a kid, we went there in the 70s, and I was talking to my brother today about this. I said, "Do you remember that when we went to Cooperstown in like '78 or what year it was? We were kids. They had this phone. They had a kids section." In my memory, this is the way I remember it. It was like a section just specifically for kids. And they had a telephone receiver. You pick it up, Babe Ruth's on there. It's like Babe Ruth's voice recorded. It's like, hey kids, it's Babe Ruth the Bambino. Welcome to the hall. Unfortunately, I don't have too much longer to live. I have the chronic cancer, but I don't want that to ruin your day here at the Hall of Fame. A lot of my old friends are mentioned here, and they're all dead for the most part. But that's just a part of life. Everybody's going to die, including your parents. So have a fun time, my friends. This is the Babe. Check it out. I'm not sure that's exactly what it said, but it was something along those lines. And it like freaked me out. Even when I was a kid, I was like, what the? We're talking to the Babe Ruth from the Beyond? The guy died in like 1948 or 46 or something. That was weird, and that thing's long gone. They also have these, they used to have, and they're gone now, they used to have these metal boxes with a top you could open, and like it would have smells of the ballpark. Like you could lift it up, and it would be like hot dog smells. Like you could smell like boiling hot dogs in boiling water or whatever. And then another one was like popcorn. And I don't know. I wish they would expand it and have like the men's room at Shibe Park, Philly. This is lift this thing up and take a big whiff of this. This is like exactly like the men's room, 1946, Shibe Park in Philadelphia. People had a different diet back in those days, so you could tell. There's a different you know what I'm saying. But I don't know. But those things are gone too. But there's all kinds of fun stuff in there. They have those baseball card machines where you can make your own baseball cards. And me and Steve always go in there and goof around in those things. Last time we were there, was a bunch of kids. But this time it was more crowded than I thought it would be. But it was mostly old people like me, And they were just like puttering around, like, move along, pops. God, I want to go in here and make faces and act like a fool in this baseball card machine, And there was this group of like, I don't know, they look like they're in their 40s, somewhere in that neighborhood. And they look like the golf buddies or something. They were hanging around, causing me all kinds of problems, causing me a lot of strife. But finally, they cleared out. And I went in there and I made 5 sets of baseball cards, emailed them to myself, and I'll share them at surfreportpod.com. Some of them, you don't want to see all of them, but because there's 30 cards. There's 5 sets of 6, And, it's just goofiness. I'm just goofing around on the thing. So that's fun. That's one of my favorite things about going there. It's making those baseball cards. They also have this new thing where you can sit down and it turns it into, you can take a picture of yourself and it turns it into like a fake Hall of Fame plaque. So it makes it look like your face is what is it? What is that stuff? Brass or what? No, whatever the metal is. I don't know. What am I? A metal earl? Oh God, I'm struggling, my friends. All right, so anyway, that one was not nearly as fun. But anyway, so then I went and looked at the plaques. Bronze. That's the word I'm looking for. Bronze. It makes it look like your face is in bronze, which is what the all the plaques are. And that's always fun to look at all those guys, the ones that have been elected to the Hall of Fame. It has the first class, which has 5 people, 5 players. The very first group that went in. It was Babe Ruth, Christy Mathewson, Honus Wagner, Walter Johnson, Ty Cobb. That's off the top of my head. That's pretty impressive, huh? And then I have to go over and see, pay homage to my favorite player of all time, Johnny Bench. I check out those early ones that are mind blowing, and it's just it's kind of a awe inspiring, the Hall of Plaques. The only problem was when I got down on that first floor where those plaques are, it's hot, like really hot in there. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was happening, but it was boiling hot. I was sweating. People were bitching. It wasn't just me bitching. I mean, I was bitching. Make no bones about it. But there were others bitching as well. It was hot, like really hot in there. And I went through the gift shop, of course. I mean, they have some cool stuff in there. What do I need any of that stuff for? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's stuff in there, like, I wouldn't mind having that. Like, what am I going to do with it, really? And there was a cap, like a baseball cap that I kind of liked to set Baseball Hall of Fame on. It said Cooperstown, New York on the back. It was a cool-looking cap. I would have bought it. I looked at it. It was $40. I said, nope. Not paying $40 for a baseball cap. I mean, what the... I'd pay $22 for it. That would have been a good price. I think that would be a fair price, $22. And it was $40. It was $39.99. Nope. So then I left. I went down to Doubleday Field, which is it's a baseball field now, but it was the field where Abner Doubleday, laid out the original baseball diamond, And that's where it all started. So I walked around that, and it was cool. And then I went to a grocery store, see if there's any beer I could, some New York local beer. I bought a couple of things. Bought a 12-pack of something called Fiddlehead. Never heard of it before. Highly rated, and something else. I have no idea what it is. So those are in the fridge downstairs, chilling. And that was my day. That was my day at Cooperstown. It was fun. It was a good time. Good times. All right, before we go here, I do have 2 phone calls, and this first one's from my good buddy Eugene. Here it is.
Hey, Jeff, it's Eugene, Peaches 36, Wheeler's Dog Podcast. Checking in again. It's been a while since I called in, but your last one sort of really moved me in. Asshole or oblivious? I personally think it's a little bit of both. I think people are now so self-absorbed. They live in their own little world. I know I've talked about this on Wheeler's Dog, but seriously, I mean, you go to like Sam's Club, Walmart, anywhere, people just stop, just park their cart in the middle of the aisle. They don't care. It's their world. We just live in it. I've even been at Sam's Club one time where we're waiting in line. There's a girl in front of me waiting in line. Then when she gets out, she's going to use the app. And she starts putting in her credit card so she can use the app. It's like, you sat there during a fill-up. Why couldn't you do that? So I think that people are just either dumb, assholic, or oblivious, and maybe all of them. So that's just the way I feel about it. And by the way, I took your suggestion talking about the the Max TV series Succession. My wife really enjoyed it, jumped in there. It took me a while to warm up to it because usually I got to find somebody that I like in the series to kind of keep me interested. And everybody is just horrible. I didn't have a favorite at all. And it wasn't until episode 9 in season 1 where it finally hooked me. And then now we're currently in season 2, episode 4. It just turned into a total comedy. I was laughing my ass off, especially no spoilers, Roman and Jerry. So that just completely blew my mind. So anyway, just checking in, and we'll talk at you later. Bye.
I like how you say Eugene from Peaches 36. I like that. That's excellent. Peaches Records 36, Greensboro. That's where we met, Eugene and I, back in the 80s. One of my favorite jobs of all time. That was fun. Well, I was there for 4 years. The first 3 were among the best years of my working career. And then the 4th year, I was like, that sucks. This is retail. And all my good friends, it's not something, the luster is gone, But anyway, by the way, I still remember the telephone number for that Peaches store, which is not in existence, of course. 852-3926. All right. Anyway, so you're saying asshole or oblivious? Yes, I totally agree with you. I think it's a mixture. I agree with you. I think it's a mixture. I think that people are oblivious, and that is asshole. You know what I'm saying? I think in most cases, and maybe I'm naive, I believe in most cases people are not trying to be assholes. Obviously, there are exceptions to that. But I think in most cases people are not trying to be assholes. They're just they got their heads stuck up their ass. They're just they are the center of the universe. And so they're not trying to, but they are being, and the fact that they are not conscious of that makes them assholes. It's circular, like an asshole itself. It's circular. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my theory on it. I mean, I don't think most people are just complete jerks. I just think they're selfish and self-centered, and I went off on some diatribe this morning about why the world's so screwed up. I got it all figured out. Maybe I'll do that in the next one. But I got some theories on all this stuff. I have a feeling I'm zeroed in on it, and I'll talk about it in the Patreon episode. But I agree with you, Eugene. I think it's a combination of both, and even if it is just oblivious, that makes you an asshole, right? Man. And Succession, yeah, you're right. That whole storyline about Roman and Jerry, that's a mind blower. That's bizarre. That show, I had the exact same experience with you. I mean, the thing is critically acclaimed, and it became over time one of the most popular TV shows in America, or in the world maybe. But I had a hard time with it at first. I was like, I don't know if I like this. And it sounds like you had the exact same experience. I don't know if I like this, And then over time, it didn't take long. Maybe like half the first season, I started getting into it, and I started getting into the rhythm of it, and I started to understand the what this thing's all about. Fantastic. We only have one episode left. It's an hour and a half. I think we're going to watch it tonight. That'll be the end of it. It'll be at the very end of it. Another great showdown. So I'm glad you're enjoying it, Eugene, and I'm with you on the Roman and Jerry story. That's weird, but hilarious, like you say. Thanks for calling, Eugene. I appreciate it. And our next call is from Ian in Scotland, our old pal. Here it is.
Hey Jeff, Ian in Scotland here, driving my car back home from Fife. So, your question, obnoxious or what was it, obnoxious or ignorant? I have no idea, but my sister said to me, if I come out of the States, there's a good chance I'll get shot. Because I'm a reactor. Probably overreactor, probably nuclear reactor. That's a good nuclear reactor. I would say something, man. Like, what the fuck, Get the fucking way. Do you see me? Do you see me? I would react. I don't know how you keep a lid on it. I'm amazed. And the other thing, the Naked Attraction show, It makes me sad inside, deeply sad inside. It came out here. It was made on Channel 4, which used to be a good channel, and now it sucks. Really cheap TV. Going for the lowest common denominator, you know, and yeah, it's a good reason for Scottish independence, I think. But at the same time, another reason why we might not make it as a species. So, yeah, it sucks. Terrible. Awful TV. So, yeah, there we go. Keep up the good work, mate. Bye.
So the asshole or oblivious, that's what it is. Asshole or oblivious. You would probably get punched or there'd be some kind of a fight. I could see that. I mean, I'm mouthy too. I mean, I don't. I mean, probably not up to your level. It sounds like, I don't want to get in any fights. I really don't, because it wouldn't end well for me. Because, for one thing, I'm old, and another thing, I'm not in very good shape, and another thing, I'm a pussy. Did I say that? Anyway, but I am mouthy too. I mean, people suck. Like I walk. Where was I at yesterday? I don't know. I was somewhere, and it was at the Hall of Fame. It was at the Hall of Fame, at the Baseball Hall of Fame, and there was some guy there. I don't know. He worked there. He had like the what do you call it? The polo shirt with the logo on it. He was an employee there, and I walked by him. And I said hi to him. I said, "How you doing?" He just looks at me. He doesn't respond at all. His expression doesn't change. He just stares back at me. I said, "How you doing?" He just looks at me. I mean, what the hell is that? What in the shit's going on? I mean, and that happens all the time. Like, you say stuff, you nice to somebody, you greet them in some way, and they just keep on walking. They just walk right past you. Don't say a word. What the hell's that? I mean, it's like, and I go, oh, nice, passive aggressive stuff like that. And anyway, yeah, I hope you wouldn't get shot over here. Who knows? I mean, maybe. It's always. I mean, you never know. You never know when you walk outside. And then the naked attraction, that was hilarious. I like how you said that it justifies Scottish independence. Yeah, that thing sucks. I've still only watched one episode and a half, and I think I'm done with it. I don't need to see any more of that. I don't want to see any more of that crap. I don't need to see any kind of schlongs, on a game show. My mom loves those game shows. I wonder what she thinks. She probably wouldn't. I don't know. I don't even know why that. God, she doesn't like that. She don't like, what's that guy's name? That's the Family Feud guy. Oh, anyway. If the guy was naked up there, I don't know. All right, we're getting off on a bad track here. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you. That thing's terrible. I don't think I'm done with it. I mean, I watched one episode and I was like, ugh, this thing's terrible. And then I watched the second half of it, a second episode. I'm like, I'm done. Wash my hands. This thing's been on for 4 seasons. How in the hell? Who's watching this? Why would you want to watch more than 1 or 2 episodes of this thing? Ugh. I'm with you, Ian. I'm with you on that. Ugh. So anyway, thanks for calling, Ian. I appreciate it. I saw that picture of that bar that you work in, and that was cool. I need to come over there and have a couple of pints with you. I don't want you serving me, but I'd like to go into that bar, that pub, and have a couple of pints with you. That'd be awesome. Let's do it sometime. All right. Well, thanks, Eugene. Thanks for Ian for calling. I appreciate it. We're long on this one, but it's been a while. So, if you want 2 of these a week instead of a measly one, like that last episode where I talked about my trip to West Virginia, you can do it. Head on over to patreon.com. It's Patreon. Patreon. patreon.com/Jeff K. I don't know. I'm all messed up. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. You'll get an extra episode every week. Every time I do a main network episode, I do a Patreon episode. Full-length episode is just for patrons only, so if you want to double down on our shows, you can do it today. Patreon.com/Jeff K. If you want to call in like Ian and Eugene did, the number 570-290-8151. Again, 570-290-8151. Give me a call around the clock. Make a comment, ask a question, make a suggestion, what have you. And, it'll almost certainly be used in a future show. And surfreportpod.com is the home of, that's where our web, the website for our podcast is, with expanded show notes, photographs. I'll share a couple of those baseball cards that I made in Cooperstown. Pure goofiness, nonsense, and ridiculousness. That'll be at surfreportpod.com. And I think we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Everybody's going to die, including your parents. So have a fun time, my friends.